What's going on, guys? Today I want to walk through a Seller Central account. So I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know on the back end of a Seller Central. So maybe you just gone through registration, maybe you don't know what any of these tabs are, maybe you just want to know what it looks like behind the scenes of an Amazon seller and how you list your products, all that good stuff. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through the important steps of what to pay attention to on the account, what things you can ignore to save time, because I won't lie to you, there's a million buttons on here. And if you get lost in the sauce or focus on the 90% that doesn't matter, you're just going to waste time. So I'm going to show you, over my last 5 years of selling on Amazon, what's good, what's bad, what settings you should mess with, what you shouldn't mess with, and all that good stuff. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Cameron James. I've been selling on Amazon going on 5 years now. My first year I did 1.3 million in sales, and we've had multiple 6 and 7 figure accounts since then. Otherwise, guys, just a little bit of info about me. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below if you want to learn everything I know about Amazon FBA, any updates in the space. You want to keep learning how to sell, create a 10 to 30K per month Amazon business. Again, hit that subscribe button down below. Otherwise, guys, let's hop to my screen and I'm going to walk you through Seller Central. All right, guys, so we're in my screen here. This is what Seller Central looks like. Okay, so once you've got an account set up, once you've gotten approved, this is what the back end looks like. This is where we're going to list products. This is where we're going to run campaigns. This is where we're going to do everything we need to do. Again, me just kind of putting you through the things that you need to know about, giving you kind of a crash course what the back end looks like and everything like that. So the first thing we see is we see a crap ton of tabs up here, which we're going to go through the important ones here, go through where the juicy stuff is, everything like that. But first, I just want to talk about the home screen here. So looking at the front buttons here, we see marketplaces. So these are all the marketplaces you have access to currently. If you sign up in Canada, US, Mexico, you usually just get all of the North America marketplaces right away. So that'd be United States, Canada, Mexico. So if you're, sign up for .ca for that marketplace, you usually get access to .com and .com.mx. We can always add marketplaces here. So if you're in UK, Germany, Japan, Australia, wherever you're at, you can always apply to be into more marketplaces and get access to those. So once you get, your account in good standing, it's really easy just to add UK, Germany, Japan. But again, if you're in the US, it's where 90% of the market is, when it comes to Amazon FBA. And that's where I advise about 90% people to sell right off the gate for many of reasons. But that's all you need to know. Just America, biggest marketplace for Amazon, 350 million people that have shopping problems. Okay. So that's kind of where we're at right now. And if we go over here, we see open orders. So any orders that haven't been filled yet will be here. So this is kind of a neutral account for me. So just something I can show examples. So we won't have a ton of data here, but again, I will explain in great detail everything you need to know here. So open orders is, they haven't been fulfilled yet, but you have a pending order and it needs to be shipped out by Amazon or it needs to be shipped out by you. So there's a difference between FBA and FBM. So FBA is when you send it into Amazon's warehouse and they go ahead and ship the product for you. Once the customer has purchased. FBM, you're shipping yourself. Again, we'll show some things here that shows you the difference between those things. Next, today's sales. So, what's your volume today? Are you selling $100 this day or 150? This is a good place to kind of check what your sales are today. And you can see in different marketplaces too, as you start to sell, you'll have sales and units here and everything. So next, buyer messages. So this is important, because these are messages. If a customer has an issue, if a customer has a complaint, this is a place where we can kind of handle that, make sure we don't get bad reviews, everything like that. So if I click here, we can see that I don't have any messages right now, but this is where you'd see this right on this end right here, and then you'll be able to respond. Make sure you can set up templates. You can do all sorts of stuff with that, but this is kind of where customer service comes into play. And as you start to grow your account, you're definitely going to want to get a VA to make sure there's always someone within 24 hours. You see this little under 24 hours, over 24-hour thing right here. This is because Amazon's measuring your customer service. And if you have under 24 hours and getting, back to your customers in a reasonable time, Amazon gives you props for that. Over 24 hours, these are going to turn red, and it's going to be not a huge ding on your account, but they're going to see that you don't take care of your customers as well. Okay. And it's just a good metric anyways. If you're running a brand and we're trying to build a brand or build a store, you want, just for your sake, screw Amazon here. I really don't think the metrics are that important when it comes to this, but you as a brand owner, you as a business owner should get under 24 hours here. Next, buybacks wins. So this is just making sure that your products are getting fully displayed on that listing itself, and wholesale wholesale models or retail arbitrage just as important as in understanding, if you're on a Cottonelle toilet paper listing, there's 160 different sellers. Again, we're getting into the weeds here, but it's going to show you the percentage of the time you get shown to the customer. We're going to do mostly private label. It's what I teach, is what I do. I've started over 50 plus private label products. So our listings are our own. So this buy box win should always be 100% when we're selling. So just note that for your experience. Total balance. This is kind of where it's getting into the important stuff here. So one of the biggest things I see with Amazon FBA sellers is they don't pay attention to their margins, to their profit. Like, where is their money going? I don't understand how much Amazon takes and how much I get. Okay, so this is where you see this. So total balance, and just kind of give you a fundamental of how the whole ecosystem works. You hook a bank account up to your Amazon, okay? But Amazon kind of acts like an intermediary, and I can't say that word, intermediary, between your bank account. Think of it like PayPal to your bank account and PayPal to send it to someone else, something like that, right? So when you make sales, say you make $1,000 in sales, this will be your total balance, right? So your balance, Amazon will hold this and they'll be like, okay, this is the revenue, this is the money we got back after our fees, and this will be transferred to your bank account in 2 weeks. So this is kind of where you see your total balance of like your bank account on Amazon that eventually will get transferred to your bank account. Okay, so this doesn't go to credit cards. You can charge stuff to the credit cards, whether it's advertising or just the selling fees per month. So like, if you have a professional account, it's $40 per month. So that will go to your credit card, but otherwise everything is mostly going in and out of your bank account here. And this is what that represents, your total balance on Amazon, which eventually will get transferred over to your bank account, where you can actually pull that money into. Okay. So we see United States here, Canada. If we go into here, so, I think this is important. We're going to talk about total balance and IPI here. Cause again, we're talking about the important stuff here. And if I don't cover something, it's probably because it's not important. So we see here a statement view. Okay, so we see this is actually pretty new here. So it's kind of a statement kind of breaking up, what are your expenses, sales, beginning balance, account level, reserves, all that good stuff here. We can mess around. So, just being kind of an inactive account, I just showed examples on. We can see there's not a lot of data here, but we can go back to old statements, right? And kind of figure out, we see this is 12/6 to 12/20. That's about 2 weeks, right? So this is when Amazon naturally makes statements to put your money out, put the money back in your bank account, and everything like that. So you can go back and kind of see what happened in these levels. Again, I'm not going to have much data here, but we see, net proceeds, $4.14. Look at me, I'm rich. But we could see everything like that. What I really care about actually in this back end, again, going back to what's important, transactional view, okay? So there's not going to be, again, not a lot of data here, but if we go over here, we can see what every charge on our account is, whether it's a return fee or a storage fee, or this is where you'll see sales, right? So if we go back farther enough, we'll literally see, this product sold for $30. Then we'll see what Amazon took of it, and then we'll see the total we got back. And we can actually click into here to see what Amazon's fees are. So let me see if I can go find you an example of this. If I go to custom date range, we can play around with these numbers, but transactional view is important to make sure that your margins per product sale are very important. So this is a pretty old account here. So let's go back, let's see if we can find some sales for you guys for examples. So go back, let's see, and update. So we see we actually got some product sales here. So total product charges. So this product right here. So this is the product will be labeled right here. And then the price of this product was $16.99. Okay, so we had total promotional rebates. So we had a little coupon code on here. So they saved 85 cents when they purchased. And then Amazon fees. So what Amazon's taking after this purchase. So this is a combination of referral fees and then a combination of FBA fees. Okay, so what it costs for just selling on Amazon, which is usually about 15%, just straight off your price, which is exactly what we know we're getting yourselves into. And then after that, how much did it cost Amazon and what they charged you to pick and pack that product and send that to the customer in 2 days shipping? So that's the combination right here. So total back, we got $8.82 back after all is said and done. So we got about 50% back from that. Okay, fantastic. What is the product goods now, or the product cost? So that are what we call the COGS, cost of goods sold. So if this product cost me $1 to make, I'm getting $7.82 in profit. That's freaking good. This product cost me $4. I'm getting $4.42 back. And after $17, that's about a 25% profit margin. So that's on the line of like what's good, what's bad. I like to have a profit margin at the end of the day. At first, when you start selling, you're going to have a lower margin. And then as you work your way up at scale, you have a larger one, but eventually get to 30 to 40% margins on Amazon when it comes to private label. Okay, I'm not talking about wholesale or retail arbitrage. I'm talking about building your own brand, making your own product and differentiating that, right? You don't have to invent a product, but just making your own brand and private labeling that to put your brand on it. So that's where we see these numbers right here. We can even dig deep if I click this. So when we click into here, we see again $16.99. The coupon code we had on our product, which I'll show you where we can apply those here in a bit. And then we see sales proceeds, $614. Then we see Amazon's FBA pick and pack fee, which I just talked about, which is determined by the size and the weight of your product. Okay, that's what it's, and they have different tiers, and we can always look these up to make sure we know exactly what we're getting ourselves into before we buy the product. And then referral fee on item price, so the 15% that they took off the top here. Okay, these can range from 12 to 15%. Again, it depends on the category, but 90% of the categories are 15%, just for your knowledge there. And then change your seller account balance. So we added $8.82 to that overall balance that eventually in 2 weeks will get dispersed to our bank account. Okay, we can even request to get this sent to us earlier. Okay, so say we have a cash flow issue and we're making a good amount of sales per day, we can tell Amazon, instead of that 2 week period, send me back in a day. You can do that every 24 hours. Okay, so going back here, when you start making your sales for the first time, this is where you're going to want to go check right away. You need to make sure that you're making money on Amazon. You know where the fees are going. You know what your bottom line is and everything like that. So once you start making sales, get into this transactional view, start running your numbers, make sure you understand everything's going on, because there are situations where they take too much money. They literally, it's a big automated system. Amazon is massive. Okay, there's situations where they miscategorize your product. Maybe they make it too big. They say it's too big, but it's actually in a smaller shipping size, and they're charging you $1 to $1.50 more. Okay, especially as you start to scale, this is huge, right? We see this all the time where we have to go back in and kind of adjust things, because we'll sell 1,000 products and Amazon will charge us $1.50 more per product because they said it was bigger than it actually was, and that's $1,500 in that example right there of extra costs gone that can eat through your margin very, very quickly at scale. Okay, so you need to understand your bottom lines here. So this is where you're going to go in to make sure that the money you're spending is good to go and everything like that. So we can see what all the charges are. We can see the products there. You're going to have your random fees, whether it's inventory fees, subscription fees here. Coming out of this balance right here. So you can kind of see, again, on a daily level, what's being charged, what's being put into your account, everything like that. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. Again, one of the most important things, and we can just keep going deeper into this, all statements here. So we can get actual statements. We can get disbursements. 2 weeks ago, how much money did they disperse into my bank account? So we can kind of really check this out, everything like that. We go back up, and again, we have advertising, invoice history, data range, deferred transactions. It goes deep, but statement view, transaction view. These four are kind of my favorites here. And then deferred transactions every now and then, data range, if I just kind of get down and dirty with it. Advertising, invoice, I really understand this from the advertising point of view, which I'll show you where that platform is here. That way you know exactly what you're spending, and you're going to see this on your transactional view as well. But that is the transaction side of things. Again, I think I just covered one of the more important things here. So let's go back and talk about IPIs. So IPI stands for Inventory Performance Index. So this is a rating to make sure you're in the range of having too much inventory, not moving inventory, it just sitting there and you getting charged extra, and Amazon not liking you because you're not moving enough inventory. You're just taking up space on their walls or their shelves, I should say. So IPI is a range. So if we go too low for this IPI score, what they're going to do is they're going to restrict your inventory. So you're not going to be able to send in 200 units or 500 units or 1,000 units. They're going to cap you and say, no, you have all this inventory that's not moving. You have things that have been in here for almost a year now, and we're not going to let you put anything into our shelves again because we know it's just going to sit there. So make sure this score is good. You can click into here. Again, we could make a whole hour video on that, but this is something you got to click into, understand. So total balance, IPI, two important things to understand what's going on in your account. Again, we want to keep this clean. We want to make sure we're not overpaying for storage fees. We want to make sure we are always in good standing. That way, especially if you're a new account, they cap your inventory anyways. But if this score continues to be low and we can't raise this, they won't ever unleash that. Okay, so then you'll be stuck with only 200 units or 500 units you can send it at a time. We eventually get to scale, right, and store thousands of units. So we need to keep this in good standing so they unlock that for us and then keep it open. That way we can send more units in and scale. Okay, so very important there. Next, let's talk about these widgets down here. So this is like the home page, like I said. So we got news right here. So we can actually hit this three little prong and tell them if information is useful or not, everything like that. You can hide some of these. So, if you don't like some of these cards, temporarily hide this card. But these are just, they kind of pop up depending on, it actually varies on different accounts. I see different accounts have different widgets depending on, where you're at, what they're testing at the time. This is actually the old version of Seller Central, but I'm old fashioned. And this is what probably most of you see, but I can hit use new navigation and everything's essentially the same here. Just things kind of moved around, and then all your tabs are right here. I don't really like this one because literally nothing's changed besides them just putting it right here. So I'm just using the old navigation for now, just so you know kind of the difference. If you saw that your little tab here, just know that these turn into the sidebar here, which again, I can't believe they're calling it new navigation. Like really nothing's really changed at all. It's just on the sidebar, but I like everything right here because maybe I'm just old fashioned, but anyways, I hate change, anyways, going in here, we see the news. So these widgets that we should pay attention to, the news, it's pretty good. So it's Amazon news, right? So like what's changing? Is there any new restrictions? Are fees getting updated? So, right here, updates to US multi-channel fulfillment fees start May 9th. Okay. This is stuff we should read and pay attention to. And we get, could see all the news reports here, but this is something I always check out to make sure that I know what's kind of going on Amazon. I know what kind of changes are coming that way. I can always prepare myself. Just if you're in Amazon, just know things are going to change rapidly. It's just how it works. And that's the good news about Amazon is like, if you stay involved, if you stay up to date, if you stay focused, you can catch up with a lot of advanced sellers very quickly because all the changes that happen within 6 months kind of level the playing field for most people. So if you just stay up to date and everybody stayed right here, just stays up to date, you're right here. Well, all the new information, people just stay here. If they learn, you're up there with them just from if that makes sense of you catching them. And the people who don't learn or continue to learn just kind of get lazy, you elevate over them because your knowledge is more up to date than theirs. So hopefully that makes sense. And that's why I think Amazon is great, because if you don't keep up, the playing field kind of levels, and anybody new can hop in really quickly and kind of learn and take advantage of that. Next, we see list globally. Again, I told you can hide these cards here if you'd like, if you don't like them. But this is just if you have multiple listings in different international marketplaces, you can manage these all here. Stranded inventory. So if you have inventory that's lost, or maybe it's defective, or something happened, this is where it's going to tell you kind of what's going on with some of your inventory if there's a problematic issue with that. So I got 37 units stranded here. So these are just products that are inactive on my account and they're just sitting in Amazon storehouse somewhere. So I probably should get rid of these. So that's what's going on there. Again, you'll have different scenarios for different things when it comes. Usually when you have stranded inventory, it's just like a hiccup with Amazon. You just got to like tell them like, hey, no, these products go over here, or you just make a case and be like, hey, what's going on with these? And they'll investigate, make a case within their warehouse and get that solved for you. So that's usually what that tells you right here. A seller poll, they'd like to make polls here. So if you want to take part in that, they'll tell you if you need any action on your account. So, they want me to update my emergency contact. And then seller forms. These are actually from sellers. So this is kind of interesting. Some of them are actually just kind of funny. I don't pay too much attention to these, but these are people who actually on Amazon selling. It usually is just people complaining and venting, like, to Amazon who unfairly took my money. So to me, this is kind of funny because it's probably a seller that sucks, and they didn't get things figured out, and now they're blaming Amazon because Amazon, no problems ever anybody is, right? It's someone just not taking responsibility for their problems, okay? Which I find funny sometimes. To Amazon who unfairly took my money, blaming Amazon for you not having a successful store. Fantastic there. Anyways, get off subject there. We can see these tabs now. Let's get into these. So again, we're gonna get into the settings here in a bit too. Things we should change, things you shouldn't change. There's certain things we shouldn't change for sure. We can get ourselves in trouble. But again, I want to cover over some of these other important parts before we get into settings there. Again, there's so much here. And the fact that you're watching this is just making you save months of time of figuring this stuff out on your own, and making sure you just pay attention to the important parts. So I'm happy that if you're still here, give me a like or give me something in the comments. Say like, I'm getting through this and I'm taking this seriously. So cool. Let's get into add products. So complete your drafts. This is if you have product pages that are in drafts. When I complete a product page, I complete a product page. So that's usually not a thing. So add products is where we want to pay attention here. So we see here, to begin adding your products, find your products in Amazon's catalog. So what they're prompting you for is products that already exist on Amazon. We're not doing that. So if you're doing private label, you're following my model, you're following the model that's I think personally, I'm a little biased, but it is working. Wholesale retail arbitrage just get harder and harder, and the margins get thinner and thinner. We are going to use this. So if we had a book to sell or some toilet paper to sell like Cottonelle, this is where we list that product. But we're not doing that. What we're going to do is I'm adding a product not sold on Amazon because we're building our own brand. We're making our own products. This is where we list this, and this is where we get started with that. If I click into here, we can see the first thing it asks is your product type. So we can go in here, arts, crafts, sewing, crafting, candle making. So what category in? And we click select kits here, or, we can go down and even search. So if we go into mattress pad, right? First thing that pops ahead, they give you 4 different categories where you can fit with that. So this one obviously makes the most sense, mattress pads, because we can see, we start in home and kitchen, go down to bedding, mattress pad and toppers, mattress pads. This makes sense. So I'd select that here. So I'd select here for my category, then I go into making my listing, but that's again, another hour tutorial of how to make your listing. I do have a video, which I'll link down below. Once you're done with this video, if you want to go learn how to make a listing and do that properly, again, I'll link that down below in the description, but finish this video. I'll make sure you know everything that's going on here. And if you want more about that, you know where to go with that. So next, I'm gonna talk about inventory. So manage inventory. This is kind of where we can see all our products in one place. This is where we can edit listings, edit photos, everything like that. Manage FBA inventory. This is just the products. These 2 tabs essentially to me are the same thing because I only do FBA. So when I do go to manage inventory, it's just FBA products. And when I go to FBA things, it's just FBA inventory here. So this is more of the difference between, if you had FBM and FBA, you're going to see some differences here. But to me, these 2 things are the same. I just click manage inventory, which we get to. So we scroll down here, we see all our products. We see the price points of our products. We can edit our products here. So we drop down, we can, manage images, edit our listing, advertise listing, everything like this. You actually have more options here. If the product is live, this product is not live. So you can actually edit listing. You can change to fulfilled by Amazon. So if it's FBM, you can change that. Or if it's FBA, you can change it to FBM. You can match low pricings. You can close your listing, delete product listing. Advertise, but don't click that. I'll show you a better way to do that. Shipping template if it's FBM. Otherwise, you'll have a bunch of options here. You'll be able to print your item SKU, print your item label, I should say, that you put on your product, everything like that. So this is kind of where I manage all my products in great detail and get the pricings, change it, everything like that. So we see up here, these are pretty much all the buttons that we see in here as well. So just depends on how you want to tour this place essentially, just to keep your brain straight, because it's a lot, right? So we go down here. I don't mess with this too much. I don't mess with this too much. Again, add products. I do that over here. Add products via upload. That's if you have hundreds of SKUs you want to upload at the same time. Again, that's a messy thing. Hopefully you're just doing kind of one at a time there for now. But if you got 5 or 10, make sure you get in there. Inventory reports, important to get into, but I also will show you where to get other reports here in a second. Sell globally. Again, if we got multiple things. Manage FBA shipments. So this actually is a great important one. I'm going to click into this here in a second. But we see upload images. We can do that here on the product page. So don't worry about that here. Upload, manage, and videos. This is important if we have a video for your listing, and this is where we do that, which is every day getting more and more important to have a video on your listing. But let's click into manage FBA shipments. Again, something that is important that you'll be using all the time. Okay, so digging into here, we see that we have shipments we can track. So this is where if we send in a shipment to Amazon, we can see, units expected, units received. So we send in 200 units. 200 units got received. We can see in this case right here, we sent in 82 units, only 81 received. So what happened here? So this is kind of where we get into the nitty gritty of making sure inventory gets to where it needs to go. Did they reimburse us? Did they, for that one loss? Is it our fault? Was it not in the packaging? What happened there? And we can usually see that pretty clearly once the shipment gets in fully. Usually what happens is that it's broke one or they damaged one and they reimburse you, which I'll show you where to get those reports later to see how many units were reimbursed to your account, which essentially is Amazon buying it for full price, which is great. Some of the best payouts we've had is when they damaged a bunch of our inventory. I don't want to count on this always because it was a nuisance, but the good thing is too, if they really damage things and it's their fault, they pay you full price for it. So your full price point on Amazon. So we've gotten a few paydays from that, but again, you don't want to count on that for sure, but just kind of making you feel safe. But there's sometimes they do miss it. So it's important for you to get in here and kind of understand your numbers to make sure that if you need to make a case, go talk to them, because they do put a limit on this. So you can't go make a case after like 6 months, right? They're not going to reimburse you after 6 months if you didn't notice the error that they made. But usually they catch about 75% of their errors, and then 25% you got to call them on. Again, I don't think it's their fault. I think it's just the scale of Amazon and how big they are. So we go down here, we can actually see where we can make a shipment, and you can see your items. You can put in here how many boxes, units. This is actually a new setup they have going here, which I plan on making a video for to go further into detail. Because again, this is another 30-minute to an hour tutorial, but this is a place where you're gonna be a lot and learn a lot. So this is something where you're gonna want to focus on. And again, I'll make a new video on this here shortly, or you can check out my old videos on it as well. Again, just subscribe, hit that notifications bell, and then you'll get up to date when I do send a new video on this, because they literally just put this out. Welcome to the new send to Amazon shipment creation workflow. And I want to make sure that you guys are up to date here, but you'll be using this quite a bit. So manage inventory and manage FBA shipments. Next, I want to talk about pricing. I do that all in the manage inventory section, and I kind of ignore here. If you want to do automated pricing, negotiated pricing, I don't do any of that. I don't think it works very well, but if you want to get into it, it's there. Manage orders. So this is really important. So if we have returns, that's for FBM. If you have FBA, don't worry about this. Amazon takes care of that. So these 3-4 things I don't really worry about too much. These two are the important ones. So manage orders. So clicking into the manage orders, we see we have different, tabs here, but I'm on all orders and I'm on FBA orders. And we can see again, old account. Sorry about that, guys, but I don't really want to show you my live account and risk giving away some of my products there, just because they're really good niches and I don't want any more competition in them. Okay, sorry, I'm selfish. But anyways, going into here, we can see these products right here, which are blurred, but we see that you can click in here, you can see these orders, the date, the price of your items, everything like that. And you can actually click into these and get more information about the product itself and everything like that. So if I literally click into here, again, a lot of stuff to be blurred out because I'm not going to give away any customer information. I shouldn't. That's just not fair to the customer or anything like that. But clicking into here, so we can see, right? Yeah. So this is where your product name is at. This is shipped to, so your customer's name, where it's going, everything like that. And we can see, what's going on. So the tax that the customer got charged and everything like that. So this item actually got refunded, which we could do manually right here. But if they go into Amazon and complain, say, they want a refund, Amazon does it for you. But, this is good to know. Just if they message you, say you messed up or something like that, you want to keep them happy, keep maybe a 1-star review away, you can refund the order yourself. You can also request a review from them. So I do this every 7 to 14 days on my account. I'll go into every order and request a review. I don't wait to 30 days. Amazon will do it for you after 30 days, regardless, but I've ordered like 50 things a month on Amazon. So if it's not fresh in my mind, I'm not going to leave a review, right? So I rather make sure I get that review request to them within 7 to 14 days, because I know in 30 days, most likely you're not going to be thinking about that product and that review is less likely. So I want to go in here and manually do this every 7 to 14 days for products that have been delivered. But that's what we're seeing in the manage orders section here. So we go up, create MCF order. So this is actually where you can make a multi-channel fulfillment order. Okay. So this is where, say you sell on Shopify as well, or you have a website, you can make custom orders. So customers that didn't buy on Amazon, you can make a shipment order to them. So say they bought on your website or Shopify, or say someone locally was like, hey, I'd love to try your product. Here's $20 in real life. Can you send me a unit? You go into here, create a multi-channel fulfillment order. I can't speak English, but multi-channel fulfillment order. And you can put in their address, their name, and ship it right to them from Amazon's warehouse. So this is really cool, especially when you're first starting out in your website sales. You can just have Amazon ship your goods for you, and you don't have to worry about a third-party logistics company on the back end, especially when you're first starting, because it can be very overwhelming. So that's something I just want to show there. Advertising. So campaign managers will be setting up PPC campaigns. Again, I won't go deep into this, but this is where you're going to handle all your, how much money you're making off your campaigns, all your keywords, how to set up a campaign, which products are getting sold. And this is where you can see your numbers to make sure you're not overspending. Again, I won't dig into here because I have a hour-long video going through this. Again, I'll link that PPC video down below if you want to watch it after this video, going through that exactly how to set up campaigns, what it looks like, how it works, to make sure that you get the best knowledge. I don't even want to get into it just because it's not going to do you justice on this video, because I have to make sure that we get through everything. This is already a longer video, so I don't want to go deep into that. A+ content manager. This is important for you if you have brand registry. So if you have a trademark, you can get a trademark on your website, and then, sorry, not trademark on your website, trademark on your product, and then you'll get access to A+ content. This is like creating a web page on your Amazon store. Let me show you an example of that. Okay, so showing that example here, going down, we see that Sony headphones, they have this right here. So this is where you put that A+ content in. So going back here, A+ content right here. And this is where you can put that in. So you can have more images, more details, and essentially making a website, right? Speak to chat, Alexa built in. So going over these features and making it interactive. So this is very, very cool. You can compare products on your own page, which is cool because if you have multiple products, you can pretty much, sell them everything you have on that same page, which is fantastic. So that's what A+ content is. Keep going down here. Vine program is a review program. So if you have brand registry, again, a trademark, you can get in the Vine program, which gives you essentially exclusive reviews from a group of people on Amazon called the Vine Reviewer Program. And what they do is they'll send a product to them and they can review it. This is kind of like Amazon's Yelpers. So they're pretty crucial with reviews here. Sometimes they write you a 6-page paragraph saying how pedantic and pathetic your product is. Just kind of getting an extreme there, but they can leave you a 3-star or 4-star review. Just know that, and they go really deep into it. But usually they're positive if your product's good, if you have confidence in your product, which you should if you're selling on Amazon for the long term. So this is a great program to get into to get it, up to 20 to extra 30 reviews there. Deals. So this is if you want to do, Lightning deals, Amazon deals, and this is just to get more exposure on your page and to get more traffic on your page. So check that out if you'd like. Coupons, I use this quite a bit. So I always have a coupon on my page to clip. Let's see if Sony had one here. If I go back up, they did not. So their coupon would go right here. It's a little clip and say save 10% now. That's what that would look like there. Going back. So again, something I use a lot. Prime exclusive discounts. I don't use this very much, but feel free, dig in there. Promotions. I use this when I'm doing off Amazon promotions to bring people to Amazon and, use a 10 off code or something like that on the checkout page. So that's what this is for here. Next, we have stores. So if you have multiple Amazon stores, this is where you go into there. So say the same account sold Nike brand and Adidas brand. This is where you manage the difference between those two stores. Growth, you can go into here, but I don't mess around here, but just kind of Amazon's new programs. I probably should check it out a little bit more, but I don't. I'm busy doing my own thing and providing my own growth, taking responsibility. Next, reports. We see this is probably the next a very important thing. So tax document. So every year Amazon will give you your tax documents so you can file easier. So that's really good to have there. Customer reports. I don't really dig into that. Return reports are important to understand where your returns are going, everything like that. Fulfillment reports are huge too. So, business, just to go over what's important, business reports, fulfillment, return reports, and tax document library. So these are the huge ones. So business reports will get into your nitty gritty of your sales metrics, what's going on, your click-through rate on your page, everything like that. So if I click into the business reports, this is what we're looking at. So sales dashboard, and we can see sales, what we do for units, for revenue. We can kind of see our snapshot of what's going on here, average price per sale. And then we can get in by ASIN, so by product itself, to look at the individual metrics of each product itself. So this is really cool to kind of understand like what's going on, what product is doing what, average units per order. We want to get this up because if we get 2 average orders, this would actually double, everything like that. So we can kind of see what's going on here in an overall sense. I encourage everybody, once you start selling, just like you would in the transactional view, like I told about earlier, get deep into these business reviews or business reports. Get down and dirty on them, understand what these detail pages are, understand what's going on each one of these. That way, you can come back and get the real data to make real decisions, okay? So I challenge you to get through that. Next reports is fulfillment. So in fulfillment here, this is probably one of the places I go the most here, and we can see everything. So we can see inventory reports, sales reports, payment reports, customer concession reports, removals, everything like that. So this is kind of where we can get like, okay, what's getting removed? What's getting destroyed of our inventory? What's going on there? Customer concessions. Okay, why are they returning it? Are they getting replacements? What's going on? Is it Amazon's fault? Is it my fault? What is the reasoning? That way, again, we can make cases if things go wrong, or we can kind of figure out like what's wrong with our product. Why are people returning this? Or if Amazon is returning things or not fairly, essentially. So this is something you got to manage. Payments. So what's going on? Like, what am I paying long terms? Am I getting reimbursed for those items? Like, what's going on with that one unit that was missing from that shipment? Did I get reimbursed? What happened there? Did they break it? Did they lose it? Did it not just come? So everything like that. Fee preview, inventory storage overhead fees or overage fees, monthly storage fees. Again, all important things to kind of know where your money is going. Sales, this is where we get deeper into like, what's all orders, what's going on with that for FBA reasons. Subscribe and save performance. So if you have a subscription on your webpage, how is that performing? Outlet deals if you're doing some liquidations, but hopefully you're not doing that. Inventory, show more. This is just as important here. So what's going on with your inventory age, health, what do you have in stock? Is there anything in small and light program, which, you have a small and light program or product, you'll take care of that. So a lot of this stuff will get taken care of on its own, but you just need to understand where you can go get the data if you are inside of here. So subscribe and save forecasting. If you're doing a subscription, say you do a supplement, okay, what's like, is it 30% to subscribe and save? So can I project my money out, from 3 months from now? Like, what's that going to look like? Strain inventory, reserve inventory, everything like that. Again, you guys need to get deep into this. This is, again, we're just hitting points where you need to understand completely and get in here. Return reports, same thing. I won't get into that because you can get a lot of information here, but like what's going on with returns, everything like that. Next, performance here. So we go into account health, feedback, A to Z, everything like this. So this is important. Hopefully you don't have to even go into here, because if you go into here, it's usually bad news. So if you have performance notifications, it's because your account's at risk or there's something going on. Maybe you're getting just too high of a refund rate on some of your products. Chargeback claims, A to Z claims. These are for FBM if you're doing fulfilled by merchant, so don't worry about that. But if you have performance notifications, make sure you take care of those right away. Feel free to check out your account health if there's anything that's putting at risk. Partner network, I don't dig into here. They usually just, essentially what this is Amazon has their own network of people that will do services for you, but they're usually just overpriced and not that good. So I go find my own people. B2B here. So this is if you have a product that does really well for business to business. So say you sell papers or folders or something a business would buy, right? This is where you can go in and make exclusive deals for them. This is important. I would get this set up as soon as you get to like 5 to 10K per month. If you have a business related item, then do it right away. But if you're just selling a product that most just a single consumers get, don't worry about this. But eventually as you scale, you're going to want to get into here again, because it just provides you more opportunity to get more business, right? Going up to here to brands. So once you get brand registered, so a trademark on your account, this is where you can see the analytics dashboard, handle everything right there. All right, so the moment you guys have all been waiting for, the settings, the good stuff here. So we see our settings right here. So an account info, notification preferences, login settings, return settings, gift options, shipping settings, user permissions, fulfillment by Amazon, all this good stuff. So get familiar with all these, very important. So in account info, just walking you through a few things here. So in account info, this is probably the most crucial information on your account, and a couple things here that you need to be very, very, very careful with. Okay. So we go to payment information, deposit methods. This is where you hook up your bank account. Okay. You can't just switch this all willy nilly. Amazon, okay, think about this scenario. Okay. Someone gets your password, a hacker gets your password. Okay. They want the money that's on your Amazon account. What do they do first? They go into deposit methods. They switch out your bank account to someone else's bank account so they can get that money, or to their own bank account. Okay. So if you switch this to them, Amazon's gonna be like, what is going on? Like no, like we're gonna stop this. We require more verification from you, which is just a huge headache. So be careful when changing your bank account information. Okay, so what you really want to do when you do that is go down to help, which I'll show you here, and I'll do this at the end here, but I'll show you where you can make cases on Amazon to change this properly. That way you don't get yourself into trouble, because again, if you just change this all willy-nilly without their permission, they will suspend your account. Okay. Next, charge methods. Again, I'm going to skip things that don't matter. Charge methods, it's your credit card. So the credit card that's on file here, you always need to have a valid credit card on file. You can switch this all willy-nilly as long as that credit card is valid and can be charged in the country's currency. Okay. Charge methods for advertising. So you can have different credit cards for your advertising. Okay. So a little hack here is you can have your account balance charges here, but I always put my business credit card when I have it. That way I'm getting points on that marketing. So, my Chase Ink card gets 3x points on marketing. So when I spend marketing on here, it gets charged to that, my PPC, my advertising. I get a lot of airline miles and I like to travel, and this goes right to that. So that's a little bonus. And obviously, if you just get cash back, that's a huge bonus too. It's free money that you're saving from that advertising that you're already spending, right? And then we go into, business name, display name. So if you want to change your store name, that's where you have it here. And get into the nitty gritty of your business address, everything like here. Again, don't have to really worry about this and unless you got to change your tax information, but usually you set that up right away when you register the account. This is also where you can put your account on vacation mode, but again, I've never done that. So, and also you can close your account, downgrade your account, all that good stuff right here. Next in the settings here, we have notification preferences. So just emails to your account, like what do you want notifications for, right? Login settings, so password, all that good stuff. Return settings are for if you want your FBM returns. So things that you're shipping, what are your return settings for those? Gift options in here, go into here, enable these settings to make sure that you have gift messaging enabled here. This is just to make sure that all your products can get into gift messages. You can do this on your inventory page as well, but this is just default settings, so that essentially what happens is people can select when they buy your product, they can select to wrap it, put a message in there, and pretty much send a Christmas gift or a birthday gift through Amazon without actually touching the package, which is kind of cool. Going to settings here again. So shipping settings again for FBM, user permissions. There'll be another tab here called user permissions in general. This is really important to get into. So you can actually give permissions for someone else to be on your account. Okay, this is important, very important, because if you give your login, your main login to a bunch of random people, or say there's VAs on your account, or you have a business partner, Amazon will start tracking all those IP addresses and flag you if you have a bunch of logins from different countries or different states. Okay, and then if they have their own Amazon accounts, that will get linked to their Amazon account. So this is where you get this terrible thing of when Amazon links accounts together. So say you give your login to a business partner who has another Amazon account already. So they'll see that, okay, this guy, the same IP address logged into this account, and he logged into his account. So these accounts must be merged, made by the same person. Okay, so if anything happens to that business partner's account that has nothing to do with you and it gets suspended, they'll automatically suspend your account as well. Okay, so I know that kind of sounds complicated, but just know, don't share your main user login, because Amazon will start linking accounts. If one gets suspended, they take them all down, right? Because what they want to do is prevent people from having multiple accounts doing bad things, right? So if they get caught doing one bad thing on one account, Amazon's like, nope, you get no accounts now, because we know you're going to do bad things with those accounts. So what you need to do is go into settings here. There'll be a button called user permissions, and you need to give them user access. So we'll send them an email, and you can control what they have access to on your account. This is good too, just for VAs to make sure that they're not stealing your money or trying to steal your money, and you only give them access to things you want them to have access to. Okay. And then fulfillment by Amazon is just FBA settings and everything like that. Lastly, what I want to give you guys here, which I think is a huge bonus because most people don't know how to do this, is the help button. So say we need to make a case on Amazon, say we're missing inventory, say we need to change the title, say there's something on my account I can't figure out. We're going to go down to help here to make a case. And the first thing you notice, they're going to try to prevent you from making this case and automate this whole situation. I don't want automated help. I want real people support. So we're going to go down to need more help, get support. And we see this pops up here. Could be another even prompt here, and just again, skip this, say, no, I want to go scroll through my support, my own. Again, like what I'm trying to say is it depends on your account, who you are, everything like that. But you could get another automated messaging. Again, just keep scrolling to the bottom and say, no, I want to make a case myself essentially here. So we see here, selling on Amazon, they're going to, again, prompt you for this issue. Nope. Hit browse for your own issue. And this is where you want to be. So when you make cases on Amazon, this is where you want to be. So your account right here. So update credit card information, update bank account information. This is where we make real cases to get permission to update these things without getting in trouble. We can ask questions about account fees, like what's going on here. We can go to product listings, like fix a product page, incorrect listing variations, product reviews, everything like this. So this is where you make real cases. You try to find the best category for your case. And this is where it's going to connect you with a real live business person. Again, when you click on some of these, it's going to try to automate the whole process. Keep scrolling to the bottom where you can actually send an email or get a phone call directed back to you. So a little hack there on how to get the best support, because the automation support is not good. You want to talk to a real human being. All right, guys, hopefully that helped. I know that was a long one, but Seller Central is a dense animal. So you just probably saved yourself months of times of making mistakes or focusing on things you shouldn't have right there. So congratulate yourself there. You spent a little time to save a lot of time and potentially save a lot of money making mistakes as well. So very cool there. I'm super happy you stayed to the end. If you're here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't miss out on other videos as well. I do have a small mentorship program. It's only about 83 people right now. I handpick people I want to work with. So if you're interested in that, you're ready to take a commitment to go all in on this business. I shouldn't say all in, but you make a real commitment to do stuff and make this actually work, there's going to be a link down below. Again, if you're not ready for mentorship, you're not ready to hop in a program, don't worry about it. But if you are, apply down below, get on a phone call with me or one of my coaches there, and we'll see if it works. You know, it's got to be beneficial on my end as like, I want to work with you. I think I can help you get to your goals. And on your end, obviously it has to make sense for you and be something that you're actually looking for. Again, no pressure there. Just when you're ready, hop in there. I just want to let people know about that. Otherwise, check out the other videos I put in the link description below about videos pertaining to this, the stuff that I said that like is more intricate that I didn't go over here, I had other videos for. I'm going to link those down below. Make sure you check those out. That way you kind of get the even more in-depth view of what's going on here. But otherwise, guys, hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the next one.